Hi there, my name is Kronenberg and welcome to my channel. This is a film review of Six Wheels from Hell. It's a horror, came out in 2022. It's a 16 plus, an hour and 23 minutes. Amazon is 3.3 out of 5, IMDb is 4.1, 4.1 out of 10. I'll read both synopsises. So IMDb is: a psycho truck driver travels the countryside with a torture chamber in the back of his murder bus. 4 college-bound teens unfortunately cross his path. And then, wait a minute, college-bound teens are actually going to Vegas for a holiday. And then Amazon is: 4 teens encounter a psychotic truck driver and have to escape the mother trucker's clutches along with a torture chamber in the back of his murder bus. Will Detective Ford and Cooper get there in time to save them, or will it be too late? So the director is Evan Allen, who directed Cybrid Wasteland. Producers, well, there's 9 of them, but none actually have just the word producer. So I found the only one with co-producer, and that was Dave T. Nall, Nall, who hasn't produced anything else. Music, well, there's no one written, like no composer or anything like that. But the end credits list all the songs and the performed by, so you can screenshot those. I did, because I love the music. Now the cast, we have Mark Anthony Baca, B-A-C-A, who was Mother Trucker, he was in To Die For. Evan Keys, who was Alexis, who was in The Hard Right, which is on the right. Malachi Durant, who was Ethan, who was in The Hard Hit, he's on the second right. Brenna Marie Narayan, Narayan, who was Angel, she was in Boneyard, she's on the left. And Kevin L. Sanders, who was Mason, who's in The Hard Hit, and he's second on the left. Bradley Rummery, who was Detective Ford, who wasn't in anything else. And Adriana Gabiso, who was Detective Cooper, who was in Zombie Rage. So it starts with this woman with some blood on her mouth, being rough-handled by, I assumed at this point, our truck driver. It kind of cut to the moon and you hear this, ah. So it's like, yeah. Now I was curious if this was going to be like that horror film version of the film with Paul Walker. What the hell was it called? Paul Walker, there was a film called Road. I'll scribble it down because I can't. Paul Walker, Roadkill. So I thought it was going to be something like that. No, it's not. Now there's nice metal music as our dude is talking to this girl, the woman in the back, at the very beginning. Now it's weird because he's showing us some dead bodies hanging in the trunk, and he's got to this head called Roger. You see him quite a few times just hanging around. This Roger. It says he missed Rogers. He really misses him. It's 6 months they travelled together. So she says, I can be like Roger, because obviously she's trying to save herself. So he says, there you go, Roger. You're dead and you're still inspiring people. Now the light is very bright, right? So there's 4 of them in the truck stop and it's bright inside. Outside is even brighter, so they've done something weird with the brightness. That's really bad. Now she's in the truck, so she's got some food and she's saying, I can't reach the food. And so he's like, oh, whatever. And then she sort of yells, I can't eat when you took my teeth. But she can speak perfectly well. And her teeth look completely fine. Oh, God. So Cooper's so observant. Right? The cops looking at security footage that weirdly just happens to be pointed at the outside toilet, like you do. As a someone, our truckie, leaves carrying Alexis. About 10 feet later, it's, there's our suspect. It's like, yeah, he was just walking to the toilet. This is ridiculous. So he's pulled over, and our guys are completely hidden by parking on the other side of the road. Right, so I'd never know they're there on an empty road. He's moving inside the cabin. Right, turns out the light, and then Angel says, his light's off. He must be asleep. And I thought, what, in a second? I think it'd be a lot longer than that. I can hear voices upstairs, so I apologise if you can hear it. And Mason's the worst driver ever. right? He went to run him down, and he was about 5 feet away. Foot on the pedal, misses, presses the brakes, and then gets captured. It's like, what the hell? Now, I was curious about the music. It's kind of rocky and heavy metal style. It's really good. So, you're stuck in the truck, you're chained up, you're getting slightly hit by a baseball bat. So instead of complying with stuff like, say whatever, comply, do you say stuff like, you were abused, did you have a crappy childhood, you need a counsellor? We seem to be stuck in the truck for what seems like an eternity. They're all getting tortured. Mason's getting it the worst. And then one makes it outside as the truck has stopped. So he's hobbling along with his axe. I don't know why he didn't use the axe to get the others free, but apparently not. Although the death by the axe in the head was kind of okay. There was nothing bloody. It was just kind of... Yeah, it's kind of weird how he died. It's just weird. And the music's fine. It's kind of on in the background all the time, like it's on very low. Kind of like if you have the radio on. But it's metal, so I'm enjoying it. Now the deaths are a bit lame. So what it does is it kind of looks at the person. It cuts to something else. I don't know, the floor or the ceiling or something, and it cuts back to the person who's dead. It's like, yeah, I prefer to see the actual, bit. Now, apart from this crap guitar music, as Cooper's, I think, is trying to get to a radio, it's actually all good. Now, the ending wasn't what I expected. It was okay. Story was, as it said, there were some deaths, but they were tame. The music was good. End credits show the cast, but as a story page, like a picture and speech bubble with the name. So that's kind of cool. And now I'm going to give it a 5, but I'm actually going to give it a 6 because of the music. At the end, it gives you the songs and who's performed by, so I've got screenshots of them all, so I'm going to try and find them myself. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed watching and listening to this film review of Six Wheels from Hell. Please subscribe to my channel. I've got plenty of the film reviews, quite a lot of horrors, so you might be able to find something there. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Leave a comment below. Have you seen this film? Okay, well, thank you and goodbye.